Good morning, everybody. We are back again. Today is the 21st of June. The morning show. Today it looks like we'll do only one show instead of two shows because things have gone to lull. So as a result, maybe let's do one show and see how far we can go. We are doing a show called TBR Solutions Sports Forum. It's myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe, together with Tshepang Last Born. Last Born, welcome to the show.
Yes, good morning to you, Mr. Shabalala, and to the viewers out there. And yeah, thanks for having me this morning.
Yeah, look, we're supposed to have Shakes, but unfortunately, he's struggling with the internet. But it's fine. I think we can continue. Look, there's quite to discuss this morning. Kaizer Chiefs released a statement last night. And then over and above that, this morning, they gave us a whole lot of pictures, which is something that I see when Kaizer Chiefs does its things, they go big. What makes a journalist more happy is to get information, all right? That's very important. So yeah, so those are things that today I want us to discuss. The Chiefs signings. It seems as if they mean business this time. And not only that, there's quite a lot. We know that Andy Lechali has won Player of the Year at Mamelodi Sundowns. Not only at Mamelodi Sundowns, he has done well as far as the PSL awards. Now, it begs to question, as Hugo Boros says, he doesn't deserve to be in the national squad. You have a player doing well at club level and at league level. Are you saying he does not qualify to be at the national squad? So that's the question for another day. I've seen that Hugo Boss has apologized. I don't know why he apologized, because it was the brutal truth, which sometimes people did not want to hear, but they were supposed to hear it. But I'm just saying that in passing, that you have Andy Lechali having done well at Mamelodi Sundowns, and then also at the league level, but he's not at the national squad, all right? So maybe just a minute. Shakes, in brief, what do you say about this thing of Andy Lechali? He has won the Player of the Year at Mamelodi Sundowns, has done well at the PSL, and Hugo Bros goes out and say he doesn't deserve to be in the national squad, or maybe he's building for the future. But the issues that he raised are very good. Vision 2022, as from 2022, I mean, from 2010 was to go to Qatar, and we are not going to Qatar. All right. So do you want to say something? You never had a chance to talk about this. If I can give you the opportunity just to say a little bit about this. Shakes, do you hear me?
Yes, Prasobs, I hear you.
Yeah. Do you want to say something about Hugo Bros? Andy Lechali?
Yeah, Prasobs, Hugo Bros has had a lot to say, you know, and yeah, I don't know, Prasobs. Andy is a quality player, is one of our best midfielders at the moment. But Hugo Bros has his own plans for the national team, which seem to be long-term solutions, which don't include players of a certain age. So I think that's his approach to the national team. He wants to see results in the future. He wants to see longevity for the national team. So he's starting his preparations now. You know, all of us want to see the likes of Andy Lechali in the national team. We want to see Themba Zwane, but he's not budging. He's standing by his word, and he's not listening to anybody. He's believing in what he believes in, and he's choosing his team based on what he believes.
And what is funny is he even said himself that Safa's Vision 2022 was to go to Qatar. So why were you not playing Andy Lejali to make sure that you qualify for Qatar? So that's a question for another day. So I don't know whether you want to say something.
Yeah, so like as a player, you know, watching the PSL, we all know that Sundowns is dominating, and those are the players we need, you know, because they have the experience of playing games like this. So those are the players that we need if we want to qualify for Qatar. So I'm also in the view that Andile Charlie should be in the team. You know, you need experience in there to blend in with those youngsters. You know, I'm not completely against Hugo Bruce with his selection with the youngsters, but I think he needs to blend the team with the experienced players. You know, especially playing in you know, last week we were playing in Morocco, and you need quality, you need experience like the likes of Andile Charlie when you are going to play in places like that. So I really believe that he should be in the team.
So in one sentence, what's your take about Hugo Bross's criticism of South African football in general? Do you think he's correct? Do you think he has a point? I know he got a lot of backlash from former players and current players. What's your take?
Yeah, I think Hugo Bruce took up the job knowing what to expect, Prasobs, and I feel that now with the results not going our way, now he's going back to the fact that PSL is not up to standard. I think he shouldn't have taken the job if he felt that was the situation. You know, for me, I believe we do have the quality. I believe that we should be doing better. We've got the players, you know. So I just believe Hugo should work with what he's got and select the best players for the team, you know, and not make such utterances. I mean, he took the job knowing what to expect, Prasob.
All right. Mamelodi Sundowns, tomorrow they're starting with a very visionary program, which is a very good program. You know, they are starting a youth internship program, okay, in partnership with Student Village. It aims at providing youth with an opportunity to gain valuable work experience in unique soft skills at the home of the champions. So this is going to happen at Florco. And then this program is going to last for 5 months, from August to December. And then the club will be opening its doors and beginning to search 5 eager interns for the position in the following areas: TikTok content creator, all right, photography, production, video editor, journalist or a writer, marketing activation, and supporter mobilization. This is a very visionary program. Do you want to say something, Shakes? And if people want to join, there is a link there. We'll share it on our page, Facebook page, that link, so that people can take that link and then fill up the forms. But they are starting tomorrow, as I say. Do you want to say something about that, Shakes?
Yes, Prasobs, it's a great initiative from Sundowns, you know. I think it's about time we have something like this, you know, and it's good to see that Sundowns is setting the trend, and I think it's just good for football, you know. It's just good. People must enter, and it's good to see Sundowns coming up with these initiatives. It's time they set standards, you know. They're a big team in Africa, and yeah, this is great what they're doing.
All right. Tshepang, do you want to say something? Quick one.
Yes, I saw of the initiative that they are doing. I saw it last week when the chairman announced last week, that they'll be running this initiative. It's good to engage their supporters as well, and they're creating more job opportunities, not just in the country, but as well as they are creating job opportunities within the club structure as well, which is a very good thing, and for them giving back to the supporters as well.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it's good to see that they are contributing something which can be of help to the country. So we say big up to Mamelodi Sundowns. It doesn't end there. Kaizer Chiefs last night, they gave us a press statement. I know that that's where you want to feature Tshepang. I deliberately kept you quiet so that you feature on this one. They have signed about 5 players, all in all, to add to the new team. Do you want to say something before I say something?
Yeah, we saw they've announced 5 of the signings yesterday. Finally unveiling the players. And yeah, it's a very interesting bunch of players. The youngsters that they've introduced that will be joining the team. Interesting signings, good signings actually.
I've shared something. You want to say something about this? I see that Kaizer Jr. is not holding back. He's coming up. You know what I want to commend Chiefs? Ne? They give you the news in full. All right. This morning, 7 o'clock, we got all the pictures very early so that we can be able to share. And this is how you maximize in terms of the brand. Not only that, not to say these other teams are not doing that, but you know what? Sometimes I see teams sharing what they've already shared on their Twitter space. Kaizer Chiefs, they just give you a clean picture so that you can be able to use it on your media space, which is quite good. That is why we are sharing this. So people should not say, why with Kaizer Chiefs you do this, and then why with other teams you don't do this. They are the ones who did. So you want to say something about this picture? Tshepang?
It's very clear. It's very clear. They did a very good job regarding that. The marketing team does an exceptional work. The whole team does contribute a lot. In making sure that everything goes accordingly. And yeah, the signings that they've just signed, everyone is excited. The one signing which I think got everyone excited that it was in order, for them to announce, they've been waiting, the supporters have been waiting for is the Sitebe signing. Yeah, the Sitebe signing, finally, everyone can see that Sitebe with Kaizer Chiefs, which is what everyone was waiting for. And seeing as well Kamogelo Mahlati from Swallows, phenomenal midfielder. If we are actually watching the playoff games of Swallows, you should actually see the role that he played in saving that team and what he was doing in the field of play. What an incredible play. I was actually surprised that she managed to snatch him, which is that was a brilliant move for them, to actually sign the player. And yeah, look forward to seeing that in the new season as well.
Yeah, Kaizer Chiefs have added the following players: Dalian Solomons, Kamuhela Mahlati, Lesotho George Matlo from Swallows, 3 of them, Siatemba Sitebe from Amazulu, and the official promotion of Mtutuzi Shabalala from the reserve side. So remember, this is in addition of Ashley Dupree and Zita Nkuniga. Shakes, what do you want to say about this development?
Yes, Masobs. It's very exciting. It's exciting what we're going to be witnessing next season. You know, Chiefs are showing that they mean business, you know. Since Kaizer Jr. has come to the fore, he's showing that he means business. And you know what, Prasobs, you can say anything about Kaizer Chiefs, but that brand is a huge brand, and they're always doing things right with their marketing. So it's just good to see. It started with the signing of Atazwane. We saw how they did that, the marketing behind it. So yeah, it's just a great brand. And then these youngsters they've signed are such quality players. I mean, Ashley Dupree, I can't wait to see him at Kaizer Chiefs, Sitebe, all those players. And like Tshepang has said now, I've been watching the playoffs with Swallows, obviously rooting for Swallows for obvious reasons. And that boy Mahlatsi is a quality player. He was the one making things tick. So what a signing that is again for Kaizer Chiefs. So I'm just looking forward to seeing them in the new season. It's going to be very interesting.
I normally say, sorry, I normally say we all learn, you know, from Kaizer Chiefs in terms of brand position. This is brilliant, you know, this is absolutely brilliant. I'm sure you see this picture, né? The brand presence, you can see and feel it. Yeah, so I personally, I learn a lot from Kaizer Chiefs. I hope other people are learning, and this is quite exciting. Now, having said all this, what are you guys looking is going to happen this coming season as far as Kaizer Chiefs? I hear that Banyaza was complaining that, you know, they shouldn't have performed. They performed bad due to the fact that politics, all right? He said they were not allowed to sign the sponsorship of Telkom, all right, because of bedroom politics. So what do you want to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, remember that a lot happened at Solos. Not we can't blame the players. They're a good squad, you know, but it was the politics. What was happening in the background, you know, in the boardroom. I think that caused a lot of problems for them. Hence why a lot of key players, big players, left the club as well. You know, yeah, players started leaving. You didn't know why, what was the cause, but you could tell that there's a lot that's going on there. You know, things change all of a sudden. So I believe that I believe that statement um, from the chairman. I hope things turn around this time. You know, things manage to get back to where they were, but I would really love to see them signing good players as well. For in order for them to strengthen their squad, we just hope that they don't come back into the situation that they were right now this season.
Now, Shakes, if I look at the PSL, there are certain clubs who are struggling, and those clubs they don't succeed when it comes to sponsorship. They struggle when it comes to sponsorships. And then I don't know whether this is what you observe. This is what I normally observe. And largely the clubs that are owned by Black owners, all right, they seem to be struggling, in the exception of Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. You got your Black Leopard going up and down. You can name them. They're all struggling. So Banyaza has come out and say that the politics behind the scene and the cause of this. What's your take? Do you honor him for his braveness, or do you think he'll be victimized going forward? Because now they have just gained the status. Look what they've just released about 3 players. So why there is about 3 players? It's a lack of resources. So I don't know whether you want to say something about that.
Yeah, Prasobs, the football business, it's very tough, Prasobs. When you don't have sponsorship, it becomes a very tough job, and the Swallows experience that. And I think they should make sure that this season they get a sponsor so that they don't find themselves in the same situation. I mean, they lost players like Cabo Vuyomire, Matlaba, all the senior players that have the experience, to carry the team. This was their downfall, you know. Obviously, those politics of them not getting that sponsor. But in football, in our PSL league, if you don't have a sponsor, it's a struggle, Prasobs, and it's a problem, you know. I don't know how it can be addressed, especially our teams owned by Black people. They don't get the sponsorship like other teams. So I think it's a big issue, you know, and Swallows really a big team, a big brand as well. They should be able to acquire a sponsor to make sure that they stay in the PSL and even compete, because they're a big team, you know. And you've mentioned, Prasobs, that already now they've lost 3 players from last season. This is going to be a problem for them if they can't sign quality players, you know. They will find themselves in the same position again, and that's not what we want to see. So I think it's very important for Panyaza and his team there to try and make sure that they acquire that sponsorship and be able to buy players.
Let's hope the bedroom politics are not going to interfere again, as he says. Tshepang, what do you say about what we were just talking about? You know, the fact that right at the beginning of the season, they've already lost 3 players, Swallows. And why they lost 3 players? I'm sure they want to survive. What else can you do? So what's your take about that?
Yeah, that was a huge blow. That was a huge blow for them to lose such players, you know. Those are the core players. That's the spine of the team, you know. And we could see, we also that it even affected them going along. I mean,
right? Tshepang got cut again. Shakes, those are the news. And then I'm just going to move on to the Messi special, because today I want us to have only one show, unless you want to say something, Shakes, that you think it should be said. There's anything that you want to add?
No, I'm fine, Prasob.
All right. So we are moving straight to the Messi special, which is not going to be long this time. It's just going to be as short because we want to do as quickly as possible. I think we've lost Tshepang. I wonder whether he's going to come in. Tshepang, are you there? Tshepang? Yeah, I can hear you now. Do you want to say something before I move on to the Messi special, which is going to be the last segment of the show?
Okay, no, you can move on.
Can move on. All right. The Messi special, as usual. I wanted to look at this. They're on break. I saw they show Messi is on holidays. This is what I want you guys to see. You know, I'll go bigger. Now, look, all these players, they have played in England, all of them. You have Sergio Aguero, he scored 43 goals against the 6 top teams in England. Now, all this argument, Messi has never played in England and all that, as if there's something different. He has scored 26 against top 6 English team. He never played there. You've got your Jamie Vardy, who has played there for many years now. He has scored 31 goals. Eden Hazard, 26 goals. Their best player currently, which is who? Harry Kane, 22 goals. Tying up with Wayne Rooney, you know, against top 6. I don't even see Ronaldo in that picture, you know. So I don't know what's your take. And then this argument say Messi has to go to England to prove England is an English league, is the toughest league, but this is it. The man has scored 26 against their top 6 teams. And the people who have played there for years and years, you know, he even beat your Harry Kane and Rooney. So what's your take? Guys, who start first? Shakes?
Yeah, Prasob.
Yeah, what's your take? I'm just giving you a picture. I said, this man has never played in England, but this is what he scored against the top 6.
Yeah, for me, Prasobs, I've never believed in that idea that Messi should go and play somewhere else to prove himself. You know, as a player, I see Messi and I see that he's the best where he is. And for me, he doesn't need to go to England or anywhere to prove himself. He's proved himself against those teams, like the stats say here. Every time playing against the English teams, he's shown that he's a class above the rest. You know, I've never believed in that motion that he needs to go to England to prove himself. Although I would have liked him to go to City because I think it would have been easier for him. Because I think it would have been easier for him playing in England. I really believe it would be easier, not harder.
I wonder, they say it's cold, it's gonna be very cold. He's complaining about France, that France is very cold. He's missing Spain. Spain is warm, and then his kids are struggling to adjust. He attributes some of the problems for his season. But me, if you ask me about his season, the PSG players were not passing him. End of the story. They were not passing him. Your Danilo, which is a Portuguese player, they were not passing him, you know, and then they wouldn't just give him the ball. So that is why you could not see Messi. Tshepang, what do you want to say?
Yes, first I agree with the statements of if we would things would have been easier for him. I fully support that. I feel like Pep Guardiola has a system where there's no better player in his team, but it's all about playing within the system, you know? Move the ball, we play as a team. I think Messi would have gelled very well at Manchester City, you know? Not easy, Shakes was right, things would have been easy, but things would have been better for him. I fully second that statement.
For me, if you go to Man City because of Pep, you'll be happy, all right? But I don't see him going there. I see him going back to Spain. That's my reading. And I've already heard Laporta said Messi is welcome to come back. Let's watch after this season what's going to happen. Remember, he's going to be a free agent after the season, so anything can happen. So 1 or 2 seasons. Unfortunately, his bosom friend, Daniel Alves, has left Barcelona. I don't know why did they allow him to go. I don't know because I expected them to hold on tight on Daniel Alves because Daniel Alves, I think you need Daniel Alves on the right wing. All those players who are left there, you know, they can't do what Daniel Alves is doing. So I don't know. So what's your take? Who wants Shakes? The departure of Daniel Alves. What's your take? Because I was searching for the reason why he left. I can't get the reason because I don't think it was about the money. All right, I can't get the reason. And he said he still wants to play at least 1 season with Messi. You know, the combination of the two. So I don't know. All of a sudden, he's leaving.
Yeah, Prasobs, I think he's done his part for Barcelona, you know, and it was good to see him come back as well and contribute again, you know, and show us that he still got it. But I think Xavi is building for the future. If you look at the makeup of that team, I think Xavi is really trying to just build for the future and bring in the youngsters, you know, and set a new precedence for the team, you know. So I'm not sure if Messi also will come back to Barcelona. I'm not sure if I want him to come back because I'm excited about the new youngsters that are coming in, your Gavis, your Pedros, your Ansu Fati. I mean, this generation, I think, is still going to dominate and do well, you know. I think it's a time for change for ourselves.
All right. Tshepang, what's your take?
Yes, again, you agree with Shakes on that point, you know. Yes, we don't know what's the reason of Daniel Alves leaving again. Yeah, maybe it would have been good for him to stay for a year, but I guess he was only working up the squad.
Your sound is not good. I don't know what's happening. You talk as if you're in a hole. So maybe you need to check that one, maybe the position where you are. Shakes, as much as you say, I want him to go back to Barcelona, finish his career there. That's me. Yes, of course, those boys, they're shining stars, but no one will be Messi. No one will be Messi. I don't want him to finish his career with PSG. I want him to leave. The sooner he leaves, for me, the better. Let him leave after this and then go back to Barcelona, finish his 1 year or 2 year there, and then join the technical staff or whatever role that he wants to play as an ambassador, whatever. That's what I want to see. There will never be another Messi. He's in a different class. And then, yes, I see these youngsters, they're showing good signs. And Daniel Vess, for me, yes, of course, Xavi is building for the future. It's the same argument that Hugo Bros has put. Vision 2020 was to qualify for Qatar, but you never used a player who's doing well currently, which is Andile Jali, to help you to qualify, all right? If he was going to use that after he has qualified, I would understand that he's building for the future. Do you get a point? If I was in his shoes, I would play Andy Lejali, qualify and go to the World Cup with Andy Lejali. That would be me. The same with Daniel Vest. No one can play that position like Daniel Vest with the kind of the players that he has. I know they are looking for Conde from Valencia, and then but he's more of a central defender. Maybe he wants to take Araujo to put him there. And then, but you know that Araujo is injury prone. For me, I would still keep Daniel Vest. And then I don't think it was a question of the money. But well, that's a different opinion. But thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you, Tshepang. Greet the viewers. Farewell. Tshepang? Or Shakes, you can do that while we are still waiting for Tshepang. I don't know, there's a problem with his sound and then he's cut. Just bid the viewers farewell.
Thank you to our viewers, and they must join us again, Prasobe, and thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you, much appreciated. Hi, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from the Big R, or TBR Solution. One of the companies owned by TBR Solution is the Big R Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. I'm sure you have noticed that the past few months or so, we've seen a lot of deaths, and those deaths are attributed to mental illness. Mental illness can be caused by anything, can be caused by stress, depression, and stress and depression can be caused by a number of things: lack of finances, or financial problem, or social problem, or marital problem. So they cause all those problems. We in the financial sector, we see it almost now and again because we work with various organizations like GPF, Independent Fund Organization. But while I'm still there, let me stress, we don't have a formal relationship with GPF, but we work with them because most of our people are from there. Now, working with those people, you know very well that people who are working for the government, they're expected to retire at the age of 60 and above, right? If you retire earlier than that, then you are being penalized by GPF. And sometimes people say, no, I need money. So what do? They resign. They say, no, let the money go to my bank account. Once you do that, you are tax heavy. So you need to bear that in mind, okay? But now, let's say for argument's sake, you are 55 as we speak and above, and you are contemplating of either resigning or going on pension in the next 3 months or so, just drop us a WhatsApp so that we help you to expedite for your payment. Because according to the GPF rules and pension fund law, once a client or a member receive an SMS that they've received your forms, that means they have 60 days to complete the process. And mind you, the 60 days is a maximum. It doesn't mean it has to take 60 days. It's a maximum. Now, sometimes we see people, they don't get their money for 2 to 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, even more, or a year or so. And then there, the problem could emanate either from the GPF side, employer side, a member himself. So what we do, we try to expedite that process by making sure that we understand the workings of GPF. If it's a member, we help him to do the right thing. The same with GPF, the same with employer organization. Now, remember, as I have already said, that with GPF, it's 60 and above. Now, and then we say if you're 55 or more, you can contact us. And another good element is this, with the fund that we are working with. There is a whole lot of flexibility. You can decide how much you earn. That's how flexible it is. And if, let's say, you pass on, you and your spouse, you can nominate anyone. You are not limited to your immediate family, like your biological children or an officially adopted children. Remember, even your children, they can benefit as long as they're 22 and below. But with us, it doesn't matter. They can be above 22, they can be your elders, or they will still benefit because you nominated them. And then we try by all means that when we take the money from GPF and invest with credible fund organization, we try by all means that you are list text, all right? And then, and even you are not punished because you are not taking the money, because you are taking to another fund. So which means an independent and credible fund. So it means that there's no need to tax you more. So those are some of the advantages that are there. So you need to bear that in mind. And then if you want to know more, just drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. Then we'll call you back. You don't have to call us. We'll call you back and see how can we expedite it. I thank you.